But she did spot her prescription bottle. She swallowed a tablet and drained the water bottle. An envelope on the nightstand caught her attention. She reached for it. Through the clear window, the label read Noah Carter above a Gray's Hollow address. Relief swept over her. Though they'd met only a few times, the chemistry between her and Noah had been palpable. He was a very cute web designer who had consulted for the bank where she was a social media coordinator. Haley had a weakness for nerds. Her focus shifted to a crusty substance on her hand. Haley spread her hand in front of her face. Something dark and dry and rust-colored was smeared on her fingers. It took a moment before confusion shifted to clarity. Blood? Disbelief sliced through her haze. She sat upright, the quick motion turning her stomach over. Her gaze cut across the bed. The same rusty mark streaked the bedding, though the dark red was barely visible on the charcoal gray comforter. Definitely blood. Fear rushed through her. Her heartbeat doubled its rhythm. She turned her hand over but saw no cuts on her skin, nor could she feel any sharp pain anywhere on her body. She swallowed, her stomach sour. This couldn't be happening. It must be a nightmare. With panic gearing up inside her, Haley scooted back against the headboard, getting as far away from the stains as possible. But there was no escaping them. In horror, she stared at her body. She was naked, and her hands, arms, and legs were streaked with dried blood. Panic surged as she searched her skin for injuries. She found a scratch on her arm, but there was no way that scratch had produced the volume of blood on the bedding. If it wasn't her blood, whose was it? Noah's? Coldness spread through her limbs, and she trembled as she scrambled to the edge of the bed. The double bed faced a dresser and chair. On the wall to her left, 2 doors stood open. One led into a hall. Through the other, she could see into the closet, where men's shirts hung in a row, some still in clear plastic dry cleaning bags. Shivering, she climbed out of the bed, her legs shaky and weak, her mouth dry from nerves and dehydration. Frigid air wafted from the doorway. Goosebumps rose on her arms. Where was her phone? Dropping to her knees on the carpet, she looked under the bed. Dust, a sock, and more blood. Rusty drops of it led across the pale gray carpet toward the open door. Even without any clear memory, she knew that the blood had dripped from her hands. Standing, she took 2 steps to the window and peered through the blinds. A long lawn and driveway sloped toward the street 100 feet away. A small red house sat on the other side of the road. Turning, she crept barefoot to the doorway and eased from the room into the even colder hall. Her heart hammered hard enough to rattle her breastbone and vibrate in her throat. The bathroom was just outside the bedroom door. It was white-tiled, empty, and clean. She glanced through another doorway into a second bedroom furnished as a home office. There was no one inside. Her gaze snapped back to the trail of blood that meandered down the hallway. She hesitated, listening. Was anyone else here? Seconds ticked by, punctuated by the echo of her pulse in her ears. All she could hear was the distant whine of a leaf blower coming from outside. No sounds emanated from the living areas of the house. Whatever she was going to find at the end of the trail wasn't going to be good. But she couldn't stop herself. Her feet tracked a line parallel to the blood. The air grew colder, and the dots became more numerous, clumping together, as if the blood had dripped less as she'd walked toward the bedroom. The hallway opened into a living room. Her gaze panned over the furniture and carpet. Her black dress lay crumpled on the floor. Her high heels were under the coffee table. She crossed the room, snatched her dress from the floor and tugged it over her head. The snug fit, lauded as hot by Piper the night before, felt binding and uncomfortable. It was better than being naked, but the skimpy garment did little to warn